Well, I should be sat in front of a telly right now watching England do a shit job of football. But sometimes it don't work out like that. So instead, I'm in a queue on the M5 to get onto the M6 at 5:45 on a Thursday night. Why you'd even attempt that on the world's busiest bit of motorway at the shittiest time of day, I don't know. But nevertheless, here I am. However, it's not all bad, because I've just been sat here comparing the Vauxhall Corsa that I'm in. This is the Elite Premium Nav Turbo. So it's a 2021 model, and I've been comparing it to the Corsa E, which I can't even begin to describe how shit that is. So I've got myself a Vauxhall Corsa Elite Premium Nav 2021 model, 25,000 miles on the clock, and if you want it, you can pick it up for about 14 grand. And for that, you get literally whistles and bells. I'm amazed at the spec of this thing. I pressed the wrong button on the steering wheel here a minute ago, and my hands got warm, and I thought, there's no way a Vauxhall Corsa has a heated steering wheel. Yes, it does. It also has heated seats. It also has climate control, cruise control. It has Apple CarPlay. It's got every possible extra on it. There's nothing missing. It's got the lot, and it all works, and you can use it all. So for 14 grand, you can get yourself a Corsa, and the fuel economy on this is just incredible. I am getting 71 to the gallon. 71 to the gallon. Which means that despite only having a small fuel tank, on a full tank, you can do 550 miles in this thing. Or, for double plus a bit, for 32 grand, you could have a Corsa E, which comes with some of these toys. Doesn't come with heated steering wheel and heated seats, because let's face it, if you put them on, you'd have to stay on your driveway with it on charge permanently. So it doesn't come with those things. It does come with the Apple CarPlay. It doesn't come with nav, because they expect you to use your own phone for that, which is like turning up to a pub to buy a pint and having to bring your own glass. Not surprisingly, it doesn't come with a 550 mile range either. It comes with a top range of about 110, but that's based on everything being turned off, summer and everything else. The best I've got out of one is about 90, 95. And that's when you need to use, luxury items like windscreen wipers. And maybe even turn the demister on every now and again. Another luxury item, which of course the car will tell you when you turn it on, that if you turn it on, your comfort will be affected and your range will be affected. So, because comfort will be affected because it doesn't work in economy mode. It only blows out cold air, or whatever the air temperature is, not cold, just whatever the air temperature is, because there's no heating or cooling facilities. Because in a milk float, you can't use aircon, you can't use heaters, it affects the range. You can't use anything, it affects the range. Everything affects the range. This thing doesn't get affected by range. I would imagine I've got the aircon on. I'm still getting 71 to the gallon with a bloody aircon on, and it's warm. So what difference does it make? My point being that if you want a Corsa and somebody says, oh yeah, why don't you have this electric one? You could have a Milk Float Corsa for 32 grand that in a year's time will be worthless. And I've driven 200 odd miles in this already. I haven't put no fuel in it. I've stopped for a pee. but I haven't had to stop for 45 minutes to charge up, and I won't have to stop again for another 45 minutes to charge up like I would in a Milk Float. So for an extra 18 grand, you could have the privilege of having a worse spec car with a worse range, worse toys, worse comfort, worse economy, and quite frankly, no benefits whatsoever, unless you just use it as a shopping trolley, and the only thing you do is get into it, drive to the shop a mile down the road, pick up your stuff and drive back. That's all it's good for. But then the whole point of this green economy is that people aren't meant to use cars for short journeys, so therefore it becomes completely obsolete, and it's as extinct as some doo-doos. And I just think, who in their right mind, and there's the answer to your question, who in their right mind would say, I'm going to have a Corsa E instead of a Corsa petrol, diesel, doesn't matter which one. Though I think they've stopped making the diesels now, so it'll have to be a petrol, but the petrol engines are just as frugal, so it doesn't really matter. Why would you'd have to have a lobotomy to even contemplate buying the electric version of this car for double the money for half the pleasure. It's like marrying a really, really expensive taste bird who doesn't put out, instead of going for the woman that doesn't mind going to Spoons for tea, is quite happy with a McDonald's every now and again. As long as you take her out for a meal every now and again, she'll be happy, and goes like a shithouse door in the wind. There's your comparison. The Corsa E is a high maintenance bird who don't put out. You don't get that on Top Gear, do you? There you go, there's your analogy. I'm now on that bit of the M6 as you go past bloody IKEA, where it's like a railway track and they've got banding across the road. I hope you can hear this. I didn't want to get on the train, that's why I'm driving. When are they going to resurface this? There you go. Past it now, everything's alright. So there you have it. The Corsa E. High maintenance bird. Crap in bed. Proof, once again. Future my arse.